And hello to all my Aquarius friends. I would like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for April 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you a very specific spread. We're going to do a love spread for Aquarius. We're going to set it up in the storyline format. So we end up getting a bunch of different stories about different love situations going on for Aquarius for the month of April. It's going to be very interesting. It allows me to be very accurate because when we break up a storyline spread, it's like a bunch of mini readings all in one. And it's all about finding the story that's right for you. There's going to be something in there for you. Now, there may be multiple stories that do resonate, and that's okay if it does, but really it's all about finding the one. So we're going to look into that. They've asked that we conclude your reading with a chakra scrub. So this is spiritual health stuff that they want to get into. Look at what chakras are kicking good, what we can get kicking better, and so forth. So we're going to get into that right now. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save time. I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button so you can build up the energy in here, and let's have a great April. My screen went dark. There it is. It's back. And we are on. There we go. What I'm doing now are my ritual cuts. Basically cuts the decks into 3 different pieces and puts them back together in a separate order. Satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. Same procedure for personal private readings also. And then they're both ready to go. So we're setting this up in the storyline format. I start that with 5 cards. So here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now facings do matter. I'm going to need more cards than this. Still going, still going. Still going. Am I off the screen yet? Sure am. So we need to come down here. Still going. Okay, so this is one of those big spreads, and that's my end. We have finally reached the end. There's going to be a lot of stories here. They're being very chatty with you guys here, Aquarius. So there's our main group. This is the main thing I want you to see. Everything else is kind of extra. Especially when I get into the groupings, this table is going to get extremely messy. I'm still going to share it with you as best I can. But this is what we're looking at there. So here we go. 1. That's all 1. And so is this. Okay, so we have 4 stories. I thought it was going to actually be more than that, but this is all just one gigantic story. So 4 different love stories, love situations, and scenarios here for Aquarius. I'm going to need some more cards to describe some things. This is where it gets messy, guys. Bear with me. I will move the camera around to show you everything. I like to share with you guys what's going on. Okay, that's all those cards. Now I got to look at the inverts because we have a lot blocked, guys. It's probably going to need a discard. Almost for sure is. We actually have very few that are upright. Just to be thorough, I need to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's it. Now, how many cards did we use? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah. So we're going to need a discard. The discard is here. It shows we need to upright everything. They want everything red, crisp, and clear. That's probably why it started that way. So the facings here, like the way, the arrangement, the placement, all that stuff needs to stay identical. Very important in tarot to do that. We just need to upright them all. Plain and simple. Takes a little extra time, but we're going to get there. And there we go. That story was completely blocked, and now it's completely open. So that was huge. Very, very important there. Okay, so now I'm ready to show you it all, with the exception of the angels. And down here. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I think you can see the bottom story. This is all one story here. Up top here, we got this story. See that top card? Yeah, this one's actually the discard. That's out of the spread. Over here, starting with this princess moving over here to the moon cycles, there's another story. And then our last story is on the side over there. Let me try to angle this camera because that's just the best we're going to do. So we're looking at, to the right of my hand right there is the last story. So let's get to work. Let's do it. We have a lot to talk about. Aquarius, chatty month for you guys. All right. Where to start? My goodness. I'm going to start kind of up here, upper left. Boy, sometimes the workload is just intense. You guys are doing it to me here. Lots to talk about. All right, so this Aquarius here in love and story number 1. This is about we start with my card that I call Death by 1,000 Paper Cuts. It's a lot of little kind of stabbing feelings and like little sharp stuff. So it's kind of this is just not a very pleasant situation here in love. I'm talking about my Aquariuses that are going through some things, okay? Information is being revealed to you. I have that in the High Priestess card, so you're seeing things either very clearly, but also it's being unraveled. You're figuring some things out, or just the information is being very clear. You're basically not missing anything here. So you're getting all the rest of the puzzle pieces to put together the big picture of what's going on here. That's very good. It helps decision making. So this is obviously probably it's probably more specific, this story, but I have to do general readings. You have to just go through the motions. This could only be for just a couple people for all I know, but that's what Spirit wants. Now let's talk about that window of information being completely open here. We do show nurturing of the love corner and emotional health. Very important here in story 1 to do that. They actually show that you're coming in good with that, but they want you to continue to do that. We also have the Empress card. So that's the card of birth and fertility and just female energy. It's coming in very good. So there's a lot of good things here, with the exception of whatever pain that you're experiencing here, or kind of the pain in the butt that you're experiencing going through this. Now, I need to also tell you, since this is the 10 of Swords, the sword suit is very mental and cerebral suit. So this could even be a little bit illusionary in your head to a point, or it could just be something that is almost like a painful memory that is just you're having a hard time getting over, or something like that, dealing with something from the past. But all the rest of the energy here is really great. So I'm not really concerned with it. It's probably just something you have to deal with, or it's something maybe that you've already dealt with it and you're just kind of working on getting it out. We'll talk about more of that with the moon cycles. But we also have the Oracle Angel card here, Remember Who You Are. That gives me the impression that people are trying to tempt you to be out of character here. So it's very important to not do that. It's very important to stick to your moral high ground and be true to yourself and your character, and be your authentic self too, because basically if you act like somebody you're not, you act fake, you're going to attract more fake things and people and situations around you, and that is just not what we want. So remember who you are. Very important in this situation. Rely on your femininity here. I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to say with that, but they're saying that I'm assuming that you're a strong woman here. For most of it, it's probably going to be, we're talking about women here, because I also have Queen next to the Empress, so we're very, very strong on the effeminate side here. And that's mostly it. When you have an open window of information flowing into you, it's just going to run its course. It's going to be coming in. You're going to be hopefully soaking it up like a sponge, making good decisions as you move forward. So there's story number 1. Some trials and tribulation there, but it ends well. Story 2, let's go here. Then we'll do some moon cycles, because that's actually the card they gave me is moon cycles. So it's like this is just the spot. Okay, so we're talking about Aquariuses here that are single. They let me know alone here with the Hermit card. Probably single Aquariuses with some children. I have 2 younger. In this deck, they present them as females, but it does not have to be a female. This is mostly just a generation gap lower, so they're showing me children here, okay? And more than one of them. This is mostly for my single Aquarians with more than one child, at least 2. It could be more than that, but there's only so many cards I'm going to pull for the story. So don't say I'm inaccurate if you have 5 kids or something like that, okay? So let's talk about what they're talking about. Now that we've indicated who this story is about, this is they really need you to nurture your work corner. Interesting message to come up in a love spread, but this is just very important. They show you do a good job of this. So it's kind of funny that it comes up, but they're saying that there's a decision that needs to be made here. And I'm not sure if you understand how large this is. This is a very big decision. It's almost And for a lot of you, you already have made this decision. So if that's the case, you just have to follow through. You've already made the decision. So regardless of kind of where you're at here with, for my Aquarians that I'm talking to here, whether you've already made this large decision in regards to figuring out your work in career stuff, or even college or retirement if you're of that age, because your work corner is pretty big. It's coming up in this love spread to kind of devote a story here to you. It's saying you have to think about the family. You have to think about the kids. You have to nurture this work corner. So this could mean a variety of different things. Very hard to pinpoint in a general reading. If private readings are more your thing, I do offer those on my website, scottsagent.com. But there are takeaways here that you can probably put the context of in place for you and kind of figure out where they're going with this. Because, this could be, nurture your work corner by getting a job that gives you a lot of home time, maybe working from home. It could also be nurture your work corner like, you just have to find a really great, cheap babysitter or affordable, daycare or something like that, so that you can go after a bigger career. Like I said, it's going to be a multitude of different things here, but major decision being made, has been made, or is coming. Very important. Now we got to get into the moon cycles, because specifically in this card, they're saying, notice how the moon cycles affect your energy and manifestations, and capitalize upon these cycles. They want you to get this right. Now, let's say, I feel like this is probably more new moon energy, but let's give you an example of full moon first. If this is like a work situation that is on the out, something you got to get out of your life, like this is a toxic job, I got to get away from this, I got to provide better, that is much better placed in the middle of the month. We have the full moon coming in April, on April 16th. It doesn't have to be on the 16th, but just anywhere around there is very good for that. Getting anything out of your life, even if it has nothing to do with work here at all, guys. Maybe you got something in your love corner that's got to go. Maybe you got stuff you have to sell. This could be very real world stuff. This could be bad habits. It could be just about anything. But doing it in doing it in the middle of the month, it just sticks much better. It's just much better placed. Adversely, we have 2 new moons in the month of April. It's very exciting for bringing new things into your life and manifesting them. We have a new moon on the 1st. We have a new moon on the 30th. Very first day, very last day of the month. Anything new that you're trying to do. If this is a new work avenue, this is something that you should really target. Not toward the middle. You want to get this toward the beginning or the end of the month. You got 2 kind of opportunities here to get this right. Even if you're trying to attract love, money, something new with health, anything new that is being added into your life fits much better in these time spots. Now, that's following the moon cycles. I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet to make this much easier and simpler and easy to digest for you guys. All you have to do is go to my website to check it out. You can actually download it on there, or save it to your computer or phone, or you can just check out the website if you just want to take a look at it. It's free. It's under my videos column. It's at the very bottom of that. And while you're at the website too, sign up for the newsletter, because in May I have a huge giveaway only for my newsletter people. It's free to sign up. It's at the very bottom of my homepage on the website, scottsagent.com. Scroll to the bottom, enter a few little things there, and you're good. And you will not miss any of the giveaways that I do. So very important to do that. Also, Facebook giveaways. Follow the Facebook page. All that stuff is in the description here, guys, to make things very simple for you. We do a lot of fun things all the time here on the channel and on the site. So there's the moon cycles. All right, let's get into story number 3. I'm going to do the big one now. Story number 3 starts with a large purchase in your love corner. Very large, pleasant purchase. This is usually like a home, a car, something fun. In regards to the family, or it affects the family. Because your love corner, I probably should have started with this for all the stories, but your love corner is very big. It's not just your lover, because what if you're single? We did speak about specifics there, but your love corner is pretty much anything close to your heart here. So family members can come up in it. It can be talking about family stories. It can also be talking about you and a friend, or friends that you hold close to your heart. I've even seen it come up for pets before. So we have a big purchase coming in first in the month of April. I wouldn't go out and make any big purchases just because I said this, but if you have one planned here and the rest of this story 3 attaches to you, you're getting the green light from Spirit here to move forward with this. Very good to see. We also have angel therapy here. They're basically saying that your cares and worries allow us to take it off you. So they're showing that a lot of you have been stressed here in story 3, and there is a small victory coming in with this large purchase. It almost like kills 2 birds with 1 stone here. It takes care of another problem for you. So this is looking good. It's depends on the context of where they're going with this for you. We have some adversity with the Magician comes up, which is a great start. That's the manifester of the universe. Very good. Bringing things into your life. Very much new moon energy. They probably want me to attach that for you guys here. So this is very beginning or end of the month. There's an element here of you're not happy with some things, or there are some challenges here, or you're kind of like looking at the dark side of things, or being a little pessimistic perhaps, or I don't want to say victim mode, but you definitely feel perhaps a little abandoned, left out in the cold here. And it's funny because this is such a huge story. I almost feel like it should separate out, but there's just excuse me, a lot of moving parts. I'm choking on the incense right now. A lot of moving parts here, and they want you to find that warmth. They want you to not worry about this emotional dilemma of sorts. They want you to kind of, they're saying a lot of you don't even realize your rewards that you have here. You have a lot of good stuff here. So why, they're a little confused. Why do you feel so left out in the cold? You can actually change this right around. So with the Magician coming in here, you can make the life you want. So why be stuck living the life that you don't, when all you have to do is create the one you do? Okay, so that's very much a major theme here. Okay, so over here, we're talking about a male. It could be a very, very strong female energy, but this is usually male. It's very masculine, okay? Coming in, talking about a younger person. So that all plays into the situation. There is no marker to tell me what. I'm assuming that the left out in the cold is, it's on the other side of this man's face. So he's looking this way, and the left out in the cold card is over here. So it's almost like he's looking away from it. So he either doesn't want to deal with it, or he doesn't see it like you do, or maybe he's just worried about something else. Now, I do have a younger person also coming up that is on the side of the man. I don't know if this is a child specifically, or just somebody younger, but that's what comes up. There is another person here. In this deck, it's a prince, but it doesn't mean that it's another male here. We're already talking about the king. They let me know that. Now, this other person card could be also a marker. They could be saying, actually, let me get another card to make sure it's not a person. Okay, so this is more of the energy of this card. This is the Prince of Swords. And in this case, they're really saying that this is an action in regards to your mind. That either this man needs to make an action, or he's going to make an action in some form, at least up here, which is making up your mind. Not necessarily pulling the trigger with something physical, but saying, really making up the mind is a big part of this story 3. Okay, so that was a big one. I know, guys. Trying to chop along here. I know we got your Chakra Scrub coming too. All right, so down here, we have an event. We have an event, a ceremony, something fun coming up in your love corner with family or friends. That checks in very well for April. We also have some kind of legal type thing popping in here. I'm not exactly sure where that fits into your love situation, but they're saying that this can really chop things up. There's a lot of ways this can go. There's a lot of paths, and this is not really decided, it looks like, yet. And this is also like, it can be a little karmic attachment, but I feel like this is much more of a legal situation. This is very real world stuff coming up in your love corner. So this may not even be you. This may be something legal that is going on with a family member or a close friend. Like I said, anybody close to your heart can really come in with this stuff. Okay, so they have a lot of different choices, and it's almost like too many choices that they don't know which way to go with this. It's almost like they need some, maybe that's why the legal's coming in here, is because they need some legal direction. They need some legal counseling, and maybe this is even you. But we have the Five of Swords next, which is kind of my war and chaos card. It's letting me know that this is going to be, this is going to be a deal. This is going to be a process. This is going to take some time. It's going to be, there's going to be casualties on both sides. This is not going to be an easy win thing. So if this is something that you are thinking about doing legally in your love corner, or are experiencing, consider those things, because there is no short-term solution here that would actually draw out to be like a big deal. Like I said, there is there is something good here that's coming in. We have some new money popping in there. So I don't know exactly where that fits into story number 4, but that is a thing. We have the Ace of Pentacles. That is brand new money or brand new health. It looks like everything else we're talking about there is money related, much more than health. But since it's a general reading, I got to give it to you all. We do have leadership here. So they're saying they want you to use this time to step up. Good time to step up here in story 4, guide others, lead the way instead of following. That gives me a pretty clear indication that a lot of you Aquarians here have been following here in story number 4 instead of leading. They really want you to switch that up here in April. It's a good time to do that. And that Lady Justice too in this deck, I can't take my eyes away from the fact that her eyes are like looking down like beams. So, and that's what you're doing too. You know, you're trying to figure out these situations, you know, all these choices and all this war and chaos, this conflict that could potentially be. This may or may not be what you're experiencing right now. This could just be Spirit looking ahead and say, hey, this is how this looks. Is this something you want to do or is it not? Okay, so big deal there in story 4. All right, so let's get into your chakra scrub. I know that was a lot. I'm actually going to cut away because I need to shuffle real quick. We used a lot of cards here. I like to give Spirit the option to use them again if that is something that they want to do. So I will be right back. Okay, Aquarius, I am back. Here we go with your chakra scrub. The cards have been reshuffled. Doing the ritual cuts one more time. And we're ready to go. So here we go. Top to bottom is how I pull the cards. I might talk about it in a different order, but here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Whole bunch blocked so much that we need to discard, and they do want everything upright. So let me switch that real quick. Seems to be a common theme for you guys tonight. Okay, that's good. I got that Justice card again. I pay a lot of attention to when things come up. This is probably a different context here, but the likelihood of cards repeating in a 78 card deck is small, so I pay attention to those quite a bit. I'm going to start bottom. I'm going to start with 7 and kind of work up because our bigger themes are kind of more toward the top. Your root chakra is coming in very good. New chapter, nice progression, ready to launch. Okay, so that's good. Good connection to spirit world. Moving up, emotional center. Some of you, you're emotionally a little bit heartbroken here. Your emotions are a little bit out of whack. Perhaps you need to fare more on the logical side here. I do have my heartbreak card coming in. And your orange chakra here is your emotional center. So a lot of you are off here emotionally. This is not blocked or anything like that, or you know, anything that I can really give you as far as advice. I'm not so worried about it. I think it's just something that a lot of perhaps Aquarians here have some emotional pain or something that they just are working through. And it's just bringing up kind of like a Polaroid of what's going on with that. Not so much anything that we need to necessarily do to work on. As we move up into the yellow, this is your willpower. Hoarding, let me talk myself through this. This is the hoarder card in tarot. Okay, so the willpower really needs to be kind of let go and opened up here, just like a hoarder hangs on to stuff for too long. They want the hoarder to do this and just let everything go, you know, get rid of all the stuff you're hanging on to. Well, your willpower is trying to do the same thing. And so that one is a little bit blocked. I know nothing is technically blocked because we uprighted everything, but that would be my one that for you might be a little gunked up. And therefore, willpower in the month of April is going to be a little bit challenging. This is going to be something that you might have to will yourself through. You know, if there's something you don't want to do necessarily, it's going to be hard for you to do it. You really got to step up and kind of make yourself do things in the month of April. As we move up from there, here we move into heart. Heart is where the justice is. So that kind of makes sense with, I forget what story that was. Was it story 4? I think it was story number 4. They show relationship harmony here. So it's letting me know how many Aquarians here, not only with that emotional attachment there with the orange chakra, but here this is like legally affecting the heart here. So this is a big draw. It's an emotional attachment for you guys. Obviously you want relationship harmony. That's the big deal. It's saying also in the card that the angels are opening their hearts to everybody involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved. Okay, so your heart situation, perhaps in this legal thing, this is something that is getting rectified in the month of April. At least, you know, maybe not completely, but it's being worked on. So nobody is ignoring it. Everybody is very aware of what's going on there. You know, finding the context of these messages in a general reading, of course, is huge too. Moving up from there, throat. Good social. Okay, not worried about it. Very nice. Throat coming in very good. That's your communication center. Moving up to third eye. Number 2 spot. There are some of you who have really just taken off here. spiritually or with meditation, perhaps both, really just kind of working on your own advancement here. And I really feel like a lot of you are either one of two things, either very in tuned and able to connect to somebody that you love, perhaps that has passed, or somebody that has passed is helping you from there in this area, your third eye, which can come up in your dreams. They might be popping up in your dreams, or just helping to get messages through the veil, really. So your third eye is very much together with this other person that has taken an interest in you. They're coming up as beloved one here, so helping you with your spiritual relationship. And then we end at the top very, very nicely with good credit. So, I mean, that's good return, good energy, good return on investment. We're not talking about money, of course, in a chakra scrub, but this is just good stuff coming up at the top. Even the more reason to use the moon cycles. It's saying that you guys are like ready to roll with this, like no reason not to. So that's going to be that. The entire chakra scrub has now been completed. I do want to tell you guys about the quadrants video, because quadrants is something I do at the beginning of the year. We're entering a brand new quadrant here, April, May, and June. It's the spring quadrants. I've forecasted your entire year in these videos. It's a good time to kind of revisit this and look back at how your quadrant 1 went, and also what's coming up for quadrant 2, because it talks about April, May, and June, also the rest of your year too. So it's a good time to kind of check those things out and kind of plan and prepare certain things in your life. There's a lot of good info in there that you guys can check out. So that is going to be your entire reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. I'll see you soon. Have a great April.